Spirit Over Flesh LLC is a wellness-based business where we heal through words. I'm Tiandra. I'm the founding servant leader. It is a Black-owned, woman-owned business that was founded in Ohio, but that can serve the world. Through virtual sessions, either by phone or video conference, we have a conversation. We always start with a 15-minute consult where we just make sure that I learn a little bit about you, you learn some about me, and then we schedule some time to be intentional about your wellness journey. During the time, it's about education and empowerment. You are your own best doctor from within. So I'm literally someone who is just intentional in the space and drawing questions out of you to get you further on your wellness journey. Sessions are typically starting at $80, but if you mention Kwanzaa 2020, we're gonna go ahead and take 20% off. It's about getting you well so that we can be well, right? Kujichagulia and Ujamaa, collective responsibility. So grateful for the opportunity to support you in your wellness journey. If you're interested, go to my website, spiritoverfleshllc.com. There's a button that says Let's Connect. Fill out the form and I'll get right back to you. Again, that's spiritoverfleshllc.com. I look forward to supporting you in your wellness journey and healing through words.
Are you heading out of town or have a special occasion? What about birthdays, anniversaries, or reunions? Get the best deals and inexpensive rental car rates, mid-size sedans, compact cars, and more. We have a variety of fleet vehicles to accommodate any and all of your rental car needs. Make a reservation today at your local budget rental car on Hamilton Road in Whitehall. Call 614-863-7500.
Happy Kwanzaa. I'm Carla, and my sister Karen and I own Two Natural Sisters. We've been in business for 5 years, and we sell a line of natural bath, body, and candle products. Let's take a look. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, at Two Natural Sisters. All items that are in stock will be shipped within 24 to 48 hours. As a promotional item, we offer a CD of Black romantic poetry of self-love and coupled love, and 50% discount on Sister Locks, Brother Locks by consultant Sapphire Donetta Mahadi. If you have any questions, you can reach us at customercare@twonaturalsisters.com. Enjoy and happy Kwanzaa.
What's going on? My name is Doe. I am the owner and creator of Dsgn. Dsgn is best described as a celebratory art experience that exudes hella blackness. Initially, the company was founded to provide a luxurious but affordable art experience, and it's since transformed itself into something a bit more spiritual. By walking in what I believe to be my truth, I've been able to get in contact with my ancestors and use my platform and my art, my gift, to tell their untold stories. I do that by using different textures, by utilizing different mediums, colors, and just making things pop out so that it's open for interpretation. I love, 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 love creating, and I can't wait to be of service to you. Thank you.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times, I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.
The Purpose Driven Society is a Black-owned, woman-owned business local to Columbus who creates accessories that have intentional messaging. Our specialty are buttons. Buttons can be worn anywhere, on a shirt, on a book bag, on a hat. The beautiful thing about buttons is that you can change them and switch it up depending on your mood or the day. For Election Day, we wore a very intentional button. On my book bag, my student's book bag, it says, "You are already intelligent, educate yourself." Buttons are empowering with the messages that we create. Again, we do them very intentionally. At the Purpose Driven Society, we're minding our Black-owned business and hope that you'll help mind ours too by doing business with us. Our buttons go for $3 for one, $5 for two, $7 for three. But if you mention Kwanzaa 2020, we're doing a special where you'll get an assortment of buttons for just $20 and we'll ship anywhere in the country. So again, that's the Purpose Driven Society. We can be reached at thepurposedrivensociety@outlook.com. Send us an email and we will put together a very intentional bag of buttons for you and ship it straight to your home. Happy Kwanzaa. Thanks for doing business with us.
Nickname. Yeah.
How long you stay here?
Oh, not long.
Not
I'm
long?
leaving tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
He came yesterday.
Leaving tomorrow. Going to Paris.
Paris, France.
France.
Oh, that's very good.
You see?
Uh-huh.
Cocoa lemonade.
Yes.
We have seen it there.
Okay. So we're here at Kinito's place,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
He has the name of your place?
Smells like chocolate.
Smells like chocolate.
Yes.
That's right. Right here in the Netherlands.
Yes.
Yes.
Zandijk.
Zandijk. Zandijk.
The place, another place is Zandskans. Small place.
Oh,
But the
okay.
village is Zandijk.
Zandijk. Okay.
All the Zandijk.
And he's making some cacao lemonade for
We
me.
make everything: cacao lemonade, hot chocolate, truffles, everything.
Truffles.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that. I
And
can't
the
keep
cacao
up with
paper that I made up here.
the cacao paper too.
Yes.
And then before I leave, you sign the book. I'm going to take the book.
Yes.
Yes. I'll take the book with me.
Okay.
Yes. That's my souvenir. Yes. Unexpected pleasures, unexpected treasures in the Netherlands. Right. I thought I was just coming to see some windmills.
Same.
Huh?
Same here.
You same here, huh?
Yeah, we came to see the windmills, but we stopped at.
You came to see the windmills and you found the chocolate.
Yeah.
It's a good thing, right? Mm-hmm. Yep, it's a good thing. Oh, yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're
All right.
welcome.
And how much I owe you?
I'm going to pay for the lemonade.
For the lemonade. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
15 euro. Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
There we go. Appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm going to give you my card so you can find me too. I'm on the Black Facts channel, YouTube. Yeah. So you see yourself on the tube.
All right, greetings, Habar Ghani family.
Ujamaa.
Ujamaa. All right, great. So we're at, today is day number 4, Cooperative Economics, Ujamaa. And I'm Chuma Lamoma from the Conscious Mind Study Group, as well as the Cincinnati Citywide Kwanzaa Committee. I'm also representing CPAC, which is the Cincinnati Pan-African Coalition. And we are being hosted today by Ruched. We want to thank them so much for allowing us the time and the space to have this brief gathering. So I'm here again with another warrior from the village. And what's your name, son?
My name is Christian. I call me CK Suave.
CK Suave, okay. All right. Well, I am so glad. I'm going to say Asante Sana, which means thank you in Kiswahili. I want to say thank you because you could be sharing your time, energy, and space with other people doing other things, but you chose to be here with us, and for that we are very grateful. All right?
Asante Sana.
All right. Missouri Sana. So, would you care to read today's principle?
Okay. The 4th principle is Ujamaa, which means to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. This principle is the focus of our presentation today. We will get back to it in a few minutes.
All right. So, he said it so eloquently, Ujamaa. Now, I want to say this. I want to plug the story. Ruched and all, we have been practicing this principle very heavily since Juneteenth. We started with Ujamaa and the Cooperative Economics by having vendor events here at the store. And trust me, the sister is a very unique position because she didn't see it as competition. She saw it as doing her community duty or to uplift the village by inviting other people to participate in cooperative economics alongside her. So she had the crowd, the foot traffic. As vendors, we merely just teamed up with her. So big ups to Ruched and Sister Crystal and Sister Martise for allowing us to be a part of. But we've been practicing Ujamaa since Juneteenth consistently, week in, week out. We have these events and we promote this particular principle in whole. So it's a community activity. And we need to understand this, everybody, that the liberation movement won't be nothing without an economic platform. If not for the economics of it all, then everything else will just fall flat, right? That's going to be the pillars that's going to prop this thing up. It's building a strong economic base. It's from the strong economic base that we're able to do other things and implement these other principles in the daily walk. But it's got to have economic base. It's got to be backed by
economic basis meaning money? Money,
most definitely. Resources, right? And those are the things that garner power on the political front and on other fronts as well, right? Okay. So with that being said, my brother, how do you plan to implement cooperative economics in your daily walk throughout the rest of the year?
So I plan to do that by supporting Black-owned businesses.
Oh, great.
For an example, how I use that in my everyday life is by coming to Ruched and Oils and learning a lot about business and becoming a vendor and meeting so many different people. You know what I mean? That was spending money with me. We practice Ujamaa that day, every day. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot, having my own business and having people patronize me.
Okay, great. So by having your own business and spending money and sharing resources for other Black businesses, is how you plan to implement this throughout the course of the year.
Right. I plan to use my network and my connections to help other Black businesses get to where they want to get to, so that they can vibrate the way that they want to, okay, and reach their goals. The power of the Black dollar is important.
I couldn't say it no more.
Say that last thing we say.
The power of the Black dollar is important.
Man.
Very important.
It ain't green, it's black.
It's black.
That's people that don't make these in Walmart. They already know.
Right.
Facts. Black community ain't poor.
Not at all.
The wealth is just not what we call aggregated. It's all spread out.
We're serving the biggest consumers.
We're the biggest consumers, right?
I think that we might be the biggest financial property. Like when other nations like Indians and Chinese and all that, I feel like they might go through a procedure. You know what I'm saying? This might be my Nick Cannon interview that give me ice, but listen, I think they might go through a procedure like, hey, All these black people, that's your money right there. So as long as you get this, do this, and this, and this, you straight. They do it.
That's marketing.
Yeah, no way. I mean, no way knew it.
Right.
When they changed.
It's a known fact.
So what you mean by that? Like how they in the hood, the A-Rap stores?
Yeah, like
yeah,
to them, we are financial property. And so, like, doing stuff like this, you breaking out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, him wearing that shirt, you breaking out of being financial property.
Facts.
Yeah, because I had it said from an A-Rap person. It was in Chevy. He said, well, I'm in Chevy, I'm not making money. But if I go to a black neighborhood,
right,
they'll buy everything. And I make money. And it was said. And the reality kind of, hit me right there. And, that's the way it's been. It's going to change.
I think he hit it on the head though. He said he plans to patronize black businesses. Not only is he a business owner, but he also plans to spend money, energy, and resources with his network and his intellectual property in pursuit of cooperative economics for people that look like him. They're on the same mission, they got the same goals and aspirations. And I think that's the way it's done. Until we can catch up in the fight, economic, against economic disparities, it's going to take some sacrifice, which means you may have to go patronize black businesses where you may have to drive a little extra, you may have to spend a little extra, but we'll get there, right? We definitely will get there as long as we keep the goal in sight. We definitely will get there. So you said it eloquently, brother, you know what I'm saying? Black dollars equal black power. And with that, we're going to close out. Thank you so much for your time. Ujamaa.
Greetings all. We come to you guys today representing the Gye-Nyame Journey tribe based in Columbus, Ohio. Gye-Nyame Journey uses a system from ancient times called rites of passage. With this, we have created a warrior society, the Gye-Nyame Journey Warriors. The goal of our society is to develop individuals that are productive members of the community. The driving force behind our warrior society is the concept of self-mastery. We introduce different ideas and experiences that will broaden the worldviews and self-concept. We expose our warriors to experiences that give them a sense of belonging and ownership. We believe that culture cures. And by embodying the Nguzu Saba and living the principles out in our daily lives, we demonstrate this. From interviews to performances from our warriors, I present you Gye-Nyame Journey.
My name is Levaughn. My rank is an initiate. I'm 13 years old and I've been in this for 4 years, and I was born on Couture Chocolate.
My name is Edreese. I'm an initiate. I was 15 and I've been in Gye-Nyame for 5 years, and I was born on Ujamaa.
My name is Tykees Cox. I'm 18 years old. My rank inside the program is brother, and I was born on the day of Nia, and I've been involved for 7 years.
My name is Andrew. I've been a part of Gye-Nyame for 5 years. I'm 18 years old. I was born on Couture Chocolate, and my rank is brother.
I'm Carla Ford, 16 years old, and I've been a part of Gye-Nyame Journey for 7 years, and I'm just proud to be a part of this community.
Tykees Cox is a spoken word artist and a motivational speaker from Columbus, Ohio, who is on a mission to uplift the spirits of Black boys and young people all over the world. Tykees' passion is to speak about purpose and nourishing the spirit, mind, and body. Tykees believes his message can reach all people.
How could you? Never thought that my life would have to be this test. Father knows that I did my best. I never had a choice or a reason on why my mother left a boy without a mother. And a deadbeat father, no one to look me in my eyes. Father, was it your pride, my mind? My mind twisted just like my reality. I hate you. I love you. I hate you because the only thing that I can feel is this hurt. Never this over-consuming rage. Is there something wrong with me? Do I need to reevaluate my picture? I feel my heart quake. My ribs cave. I have no more fight left. And then there was you, showing me the right way. My spirituality will never be the same. Thank you for showing me the feather to let my spirit free. My foundation stands strong just like my purpose. My journey is more than a walk in the park. My spirituality is stronger than what you deem it to be. I am G. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Next, here are a group of our warriors that were given a set of questions to tie their lives in with the trials of G. Who am I?
Who am I? I am a warrior born for greatness. I am Levaughn. I am here to succeed in life by accomplishing all goals that I set for myself.
Why are you here?
Why am I here? I am here to assist my people and help them live their best life.
Where are you going?
to my village to aid my people. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm headed at the moment, but I will make sure that I assist my tribe wherever assistance is needed.
What is your purpose and mission?
What is my purpose? My purpose is to lead my people to greatness.
Who and or what do you need to get there?
What do I need to get there? I need to have a healthy mindset and determination to know I'm not alone. What do I need to get there? I need my family to help me go where I need to go.
How will you know you've gotten there?
I will know that I've gotten there when all is settled and done and my people are at peace. How will I know that I've gotten there? I will know that I've arrived when all of my goals have been achieved.
In what ways did Gye exemplify the new Couture?
Gye showed Couture when he hanged on for dear life when he was getting mugged until the Nyame people came and rescued him. He also showed self-determination when he had to strip to get the feather from the phoenix, as well as when he came back from his journey to save his people at his tribe.
Who are you?
I am Gye. I am Edreese Robinson.
Why are you here?
I am here to guide my nation to greatness by developing my spirit, mind, and body.
Where are you going?
I'm going wherever life takes me.
What is your purpose and mission?
My purpose is to make a positive change happen in my community.
Who and or what do you need to get there?
I need people on the same path as me, as well as people I can trust.
How will you know you've gotten there?
When I see a change happen for my culture.
Why are you here?
To develop peace and harmony and leave a legacy.
Where are you going?
I'm going home.
What is your purpose and mission?
To guide my people before the world destroys itself.
Who and or what do you need to get there?
A righteous heart and the Gye-Nyame tribe.
How will you know you've gotten there?
It will be paradise.
How was unity demonstrated?
When Gye's people pledge their allegiance to him and remove sin from the village.
How did Gye exemplify self-determination?
When he rushed the phoenix, even though he was in pain, he kept going. When he was struggling with the trials of Gye, even though he wasn't doing well, he kept pushing through.
How was their collective work and responsibility?
When the village trained to protect the rest of the tribe from slave raiders, righteous hearts that gain and pass on knowledge.
In which way did G show purpose?
G was dedicated to developing himself through his relationship with the Creator.
How did G exemplify creativity?
When G was finding different ways to approach the Phoenix.
How did G exemplify faith?
Imani, he kept faith in what the elders have taught him and used his fear to fuel him instead.
Hello, I am Sister Tracy of Gye-Nyame Journey, and this is
Carla.
As we go over the story of G in the G trials, we decided that we were going to go ahead and look at it from a woman's point of view. In that story, it was, what was it? How many women?
There were 2 women, G's mother and Sin's mother.
So the two women, G's mother and Sin's mother, both of them were wives of King Kanai, right?
Yes.
So what was the similarities and differences between those women?
One of the women wanted their child, Sin's mother, wanted her child to rule the kingdom, basically, and G's mother wanted him to prosper for himself. She wanted him to find himself and become better.
And that is before he took his place, right? Because she didn't insist on him taking his place, but basically gave him that encouragement that that's what he needs to do, and they both knew that because he didn't want to stay. What else can you tell me about these women?
G's mother was kicked out of their community years before, and G's father never talked about the mother for some reason, and Sin's mother was always there for Sin, but never really liked G.
Can you explain why she didn't like G?
I don't know why she didn't like G, but I think it was more like her husband and son didn't like G. They were more against G than with G, so it would be weird for her to be with G.
Okay, because when I read it, I just felt like there was an intimidation going on because it was G's rightful place to take over the kingdom, where she wanted her son, who really didn't have that power, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, tell me a little bit more about the women.
G's mother was more wise and more like she wanted the best for her son than what someone could just provide him for his happiness, to just be there for a moment.
For some reason, it reminds me of the unbalanced passions. What are the unbalanced passions?
Fear, envy, pride, greed, sloth, lust, and anger.
Right. So, what qualities Sin's mom exhibit?
Pride, greed. She and Sin and Chief Connive, they seemed like they just wanted money and to be greedy, and they really feared losing their place, like their higher place.
So then we might as well throw the envy in there. Why were they envious?
They were envious because G was in line to be chief.
Okay. Anything else? Any other unbalanced passions that you've seen in them?
Anger.
Who was angry?
It seemed like it was mainly Sin who was angry because he felt that it was unfair that it would automatically be going to G because of the tradition.
We understand that Sin's mom, from what I'm hearing you say, is that she exhibited all the unbalanced passions, but then there was also G's mom. What qualities or principles did she possess that you seen or noticed?
G's mom had self-determination because she was determined that she was gonna she wanted better for G. It wasn't just like she wanted him to be materialistic. She wanted him to know himself and know his surroundings. And she also showed Imani, which is faith. She had faith in G that he will always make it through whatever he was going through. He could always overcome it.
Okay, when you said self-determination, what principle was that?
Kuji Chocolate.
Kuji Chocolate. Okay, Kuji Chocolate. Yeah, I mean, as I read the story, it was definitely that. And then also, I couldn't help but to bring unity involved because on a humbug, for lack of better words, they were able to be reunited where they didn't grow up together. She was kicked out of the kingdom, right? So I would definitely include unity in that one. But I'll let you continue. Is there anything else you want to say about the women, their similarities and differences?
I feel like they have way more differences than similarities. Like, their differences is a similarity is they both wanted they both wanted good for their sons. The difference is the kind of good that they wanted for their sons. One of them wanted, like Sin's mother, she wanted her son to be greedy, like want money and, all these things that is just, it's not really happiness. But G's mother wanted for him to be happy and know everything,
I will say, like you were just saying, Sin's mom was really embarking the unbalanced passions on her son because he was too prideful, greedy, and all those unbalanced passions. Where G's mom was really encouraging your principles to be incorporated in you and you to build off of yourself and build yourself up from the principles. That's what I'm hearing you say, and I agree. When I read it, I really felt like G's mom was building her son up into manhood, even though she couldn't guide him there. She kind of like pushed him in that right direction, even though she wasn't the one that could actually do it. It was the Gye-Nyame people, it was the Nyame people who actually made that happen. But she was there to support and encourage her son, as we women are supposed to do, is support and encourage that we are not the ones that are going to make only a man can make a man a man. So I see that all throughout the story. Is there anything else that you noticed in the Trials of G that you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to speak about the betrayal that G felt once he found out that it was his brother and father that set him up to be killed. It was like he knew he couldn't go back home. He didn't feel home in his home. Like, he had to keep going forward in his path and make himself better.
Is there anything else you want to say about that? How did you feel about that? Were you able to relate to it any kind of way?
No, not really. It was sad because, that's your brother and that's your father. You should always feel like you could trust them. And then for Connive to be the chief, it's like, if your son's not comfortable around you, who can be? Who can trust you?
So I want to thank you for your time and your effort here today, Miss Carla of Gye-Nyame Journey, and I appreciate you taking the time out to really explain your perspective of the Trials of G, and I'm really proud of you, and I just want to let you know that I don't see any other youth ladies up here, and you made the courage yourself to do this, so I really do thank you for coming and participating. Again, I want to introduce and re-acknowledge Miss Carla from Gye-Nyame Journey for coming here with us today. And I am Miss Tracy of Gye-Nyame Journey. And again, we thank you for taking time to listen. Ashe.
Ashe.
What's going on, everyone? I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us today. Today we have some of our finest warriors to take part in a deeper discussion about the Trials of Gye. The Trials of Gye is a story and birthplace of the Gye-Nyame people. With this story deeply rooted within our tribe, we want to say thank you for listening. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into our discussion. Stay tuned and enjoy. Now to introduce our warriors today. Today we have Edreese Robinson with us, Tyquise Cox, Andrew Jamar-Jennings, and Levaughn Cobb. For our discussion today, we have a series of questions that the warriors are going to be answering. One being, how would you have felt about the betrayal of Chief Knive and Sin? How do you plan on guiding your people? How would you approach the Phoenix? And what's next? Andrew, my question to you is, how would you have felt about the betrayal of Chief Knive and Sin?
If the same thing happened to me, the same type of betrayal, same type of them trying to kill me, I would have grinded my way back just as G did. And when I finally got back to him, I wouldn't want vengeance. It would be more of wondering why did they, like, what was the root of all their hate towards me? Was it just because I was becoming a leader, or was it something else? And I would try to figure that out. And when I did, I knew they wasn't going to be good for the village, so I would have just sent them away. I wouldn't want them staying under my leadership because they don't deserve the same things that they didn't give me.
Even with getting that understanding or that clarity from them, if it was something that, in a sense, to where they felt like they were in the right, do you feel like your mind would change even if they gave you a good reason to do what they did?
No, I wouldn't change my mind based on their reasoning, no matter if it was good or bad, because at the end of the day, they still tried to kill somebody who was of their family, who was of descent, even though it was my half-brother and it was my father who did it. They still are family. So at the end of the day, if family can turn around and even find a good reason to do something like that in the first place, I wouldn't be able, they just wouldn't be able to be under my leadership at that point.
Tyquise, what would you have done in the same situation?
Oh man, putting me in the same situation, I feel like I would have gone more of the route of forgiveness, but not forgiveness for, I would have forgave them not for themselves, but for me. Because I know what that type of anger and that type of hurt does to a person if you hold on to all that aggression or all that hurt or all that pain. It's kind of like the 7 unbalanced passions. So like having those unbalanced passions, you're not conscious. You're not really who you are when you're hurt. You're not really who you are when you're angry, because like some people, they get really loud and they start punching stuff when they're angry. And in some situations, they be like, that wasn't even who I really am. Or people start punching holes in the wall when they're angry. And sometimes that's not the best way for people to let that represent them. So I feel like, because I know what I'm like when I'm angry, and I know what I'm like when I'm sad, mad, angry, or have any of the 7 unbalanced passions, I would go more the route of forgiveness, but not for them, but for me.
So just so I get an understanding, you're saying you would try to forgive yourself for their actions?
No, so what I'm saying is I would forgive them for their actions, what they have done to me, so that I don't have to deal with that hurt. So it's not, I'm not letting that hurt consume me. I'm not letting that hurt build up inside of me. I'm letting it go. And that's what I mean by forgive them. I'm letting it go. I'm not forgetting what they have done to me, and I don't believe that I would let them still be a part of my village, but I'm not going to let them have that one up over me. Like, have that level of like okay, you're still impacting my life, and it's been 10 years now, and I can't move forward.
Okay, that's a good point. You know, definitely control of emotions is something that everyone should try to focus on, because eventually when you let your emotions control you, you lose your train of thought. That's why for a lot of people that know me, they know I don't really get upset. I don't really show a lot of outbursts or emotions in a sense to where they're like, how are you always so calm and in control? Because I know for sure the moment that my mind is not in control of what I do, anything can happen. I want to be in a situation where no matter what I do, I'm in control of my
consciousness. That's like the consciousness, the first step to being great, being conscious.
First step to being great is conscious. All right, in the trials of Gye, there was a point in time where Gye had to confront a phoenix. Once Gye was betrayed by his father and his brother, the people that tried to kill him sold him into slavery, and eventually Gye was saved by the Nyame people. And this Nyame people had their own process for becoming a warrior that started off when they were just little kids. But at this point, Gye wanted to partake in this process, but he was an adult. And so with him being an adult, this journey for him to become a warrior, a Nyame people, it took 16 years. And after his 16th year, he sat down with his mother and had the conversation about him returning back to his village and claim the heir that was rightfully his. And in front of the council and elders, in order for him to return back to his own village, Gye had to take another trial, which was retrieve a feather of a phoenix. Now, this process took very long. It took 3 months to find the mountain where the phoenix was, and another 3 months to actually find the phoenix next to self. Now, the issue with this was, in order to retrieve the feather, you had to have a pure heart. And if you didn't, you would die from just the sight of being caught by the phoenix. So Gye then eventually tried to wait. He tried to come up with ideas to try to retrieve the phoenix. He tried to wait for the phoenix to go to sleep and just pick one out of his nest. But the issue was the phoenix never slept. And so my question to you, Levaughn, is how would you approach the phoenix to retrieve this feather?
Me personally, since I know that you can't really sneak up on something like a phoenix, and on top of the fact that you have to have a pure heart to get the feather, I would do just as Gye did. And instead of trying to sneak up on him, just go straight to the bird and ask it. Personally, like, can I have one? You know, like, have the conversation that he had and try to make it as straightforward as possible, because knowing that you can't sneak up or try any other way besides going up to the phoenix would just give my answer right then and there. I would just ask, and if it was a no, well then that was all there was to it. I wouldn't be able to live because the phoenix would have had the sight and saw me.
Would you not have been scared from just approaching it, or would you just go in there like, you know what, I've been this far, I've done all this, I have nothing else to lose at this moment except to go forward?
Pretty much, because like once you're already this far into it, like 3 months finding the mountain and the nest, it's just like you might as well go straight for it.
Definitely. I don't know if I would have went straight into it right away. I probably would have tried to watch it out just a little bit longer. That's just me personally, though. All right, for the next question I have for you guys is, how do you plan on guiding your people? Throughout your guys' interview process, one way or another, you guys spoke about how you want to guide your people somewhere, find a change in your community or culture, or kind of lead your group of people to a positive direction. So once again, the question is, how do you plan on guiding your people?
For me, how I plan on guiding my people is through my words. So my mission is to uplift the spirits of Black boys and Black youth around me and even around the world. And I feel like with my words, with my poetry, with my motivational speaking, I can do that. A lot of people are left without hope, and that's hope within their lives, hope within their career, hope with anything. And I feel like I could bring that with my words, with anything that I do, with volunteering, with just being a support for my community.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that right there. Who do we have next that wants to answer the question on how you plan on guiding your people?
To help guide my people in a more non-straightforward way. The way I do it is just when they need help with things, certain things, whatever they need help with, I'll help them with. But another thing is I don't like seeing my people in a harm's way. I want to lead them out of harm's way because there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and it's not really doing too well for us. And to help guide my people is just having their back whenever they need it, having whatever they need, whatever they need. If they need to talk, I'm there. If they need to help somebody move their house, I'm there. Help my people with the little things too is how I guide my people.
You made a really good point there. You said something I really like. What I heard you say was you want to assist your people in a direct, indirect way to where it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in that leadership position to guide them, but you're going to rather assist a person or assist the people that are going to help also lead those people, because leadership position is not for everybody, but doesn't mean you can't have your own times to be in leadership, so, and definitely it can always start in the community. That's one thing we really have to touch on, especially as youth. There's not a lot of youth involvement when it comes to developing and enhancing the communities that we're a part of. You see more self-destruction than improvement when it comes to people from our generation. Thank you for that, Andrew. Edreese, how do you plan on guiding your people?
To be completely honest, at the moment, I am not sure, but I know going through my journey, I'm probably going to find out a way to contribute and guide my people.
Definitely, I completely understand what you're getting at. Everyone has their own process, and not everyone's built the same when it comes to taking their people in a certain direction, in a positive direction. And not everyone's going to have the same role when it comes to that either. That's one of the most important things you must know. But once you figure it out, though, you have to buckle down and try to enhance that skill to try to guide people and develop that self-mastery, whatever craft you're going to use to get to that point. All right, thank you for sharing that. Levaughn, in what way do you find yourself guiding your people?
I probably would just say that if any of the people had an issue, I'd be there to resolve it. If we have problems with others, I'd be able to try to resolve it as peacefully as I could to make sure that I keep the village people in mind. It would be less of a leader and probably more of someone that can assist anyone.
Okay, so you rather would do conflict. What's the word for it?
Resolution.
Conflict resolution. See, you know exactly what you wanted to do. I didn't need to say, and that's an important thing. Because conflict resolution is something that it can be very hard for a lot of people to handle, just simply because, like I said earlier, a lot of people don't have a handle on their emotions, and because of that, they find hard ways to think things through and to process a proper way to handle something. And conflict resolution is a great way to help knock that out and help help grow people's consciousness and be more in tune to what they're doing and how to think. So that was great. I want to thank you again for that. You guys had some great insight on ways to help further our community in your own way, especially coming from youth. It's very insightful to see that we have some people out here really trying to do good for their own people.
Thank you for joining us on our Kwanzaa celebration. This has been the Gye-Nyame Warriors.
And yes, we cannot stress it enough. We are so grateful for you guys tuning in and watching us throughout the entire time. Give a pat on the back and a round of applause for you tuning in and supporting these Gye-Nyame Journey Warriors. We are youth. We are coming up in our community. And yeah, we want y'all to stay tuned for the things that we have coming. And peace.
That I've endured, I can promise you the passion I have for people is pure. The elevation, I'm sure, possessing the final cure for the blood that I've been shedding and seeping out of my pores. What's the cost I gotta pay in this living to be adored? Instead of going through these trials full of issues and be ignored, like eagles, I wanna soar over mountains and see another view. Come back and take a look in the mirror and see another you. Hell, I just wanna work until I prevail and find success right in the midst of those who want me to fail.
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who draws, who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the Golden Fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a black woman.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray. All right, family, I want to welcome y'all here this evening. We have two marvelous, outstanding and beautiful young people that will be sharing information with us. One of them is not as young as he used to be, but yet he's still pretty handsome. And he's going to share some information, but we're going to have the young lady start off first. We're going to let Sister Kayla, was Rakayla, actually I called her Kayla, but it's Rakayla, go first, and she will be talking with us. And of course, y'all know, happy Comedic New Year. We are celebrating the Comedic New Year, and we're having a good time. So, Miss Kayla, are you ready? Uh-oh. There we go with this foolishness. This foolishness is acting up on me again. Look, she done ran ahead. Rakayla, she done ran ahead. Lord have mercy, man. Y'all done scared the young lady, man. Oh my God. So, all right. So, next to the mic, coming to the stage. Stage. We got Brother Shamar. You ready, bruh? I can't hear you. Your mic is not on.
I don't know.
It's on. It's on now?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you good. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, great. So, I got presented an opportunity to answer a few questions regarding current events and just kind of like how the world is going around our community. And so the questions I had, I spent the past couple weeks or so trying to really digging in deep into the questions. And then kind of when I dug into one question, it kind of dug into some more questions after that popped up in my head. So the series of questions I was gotten that I'll point out the three. It was how COVID-19, how it impacted my life personally and the community. The second question was the killing of Black men, women, and children without any regard by the police. And the last question was Black people are killing each other off in our own community. So, for me, I want to start off with the first one, starting off with COVID-19. Start off how it affected me personally. One thing I was grateful for, I was essential for the whole thing, because I knew that no matter who I had to deal with during this time, I knew I was going to be getting a check coming into me. And I was grateful for that because my brother had lost his job. My mom was questionable. She deals with after school programming, so she was on that potential list to not continue. This whole time it gave me time to grow and develop on small and large scales. My time was spent being indoors more. It was very routine. I couldn't do anything extra that I might normally do. So it gave me the opportunity to kind of really focus on myself and kind of develop my self-mastery so I could grow to become a better person. It also helped me save on to money also because, I like to eat a lot. So a lot of times I spend my time going out trying new foods. Since they shut everything down, that was cut off real quick. And also with these questions that I had talked to a couple of peoples about it just to kind of see how all this stuff, what their thoughts were on these questions and see how their life might be affected on it. A lot of things was a lot of people that went to one school and had to go back to their hometowns. They talked about how they felt like their life was put on hold because of this and how it was really hard to struggle doing schoolwork from their house. They felt like school was a better place to stay focused, which then put me in perspective. Like, I'm sure now that you say that, I'm like, I could just imagine how these kids are working from their schools. Working from home, and they have to have that same amount of focus. So if you're saying a grown adult's telling me they're having troubles, I could just imagine a kid is going through the same thing. But also, though, it did give people opportunities to try new things and do new things that they may not have got the opportunity to do just because they weren't as busy as much. And then talking about how the COVID-19's affected the community. I work with a lot of kids, so one thing that I thought about was how it affects the community as far as youth goes. Made me think about how the lack of programs that there were open, to keep youth out the streets or out of trouble, because the kids are tired of being in the house cooped up 24/7. So at that point, they're just finding any opportunity to go out. And I started looking in the stats, wondering if crime had reduced at all since everybody was in the house or we were mandated to stay home for a long period of time. And when I looked into those stats, crime actually rised a little bit if it didn't stay steady. But the type of crimes kind of switched over. There was less burglaries and home invasions. But there was an increase in domestic violences and stores getting broken into, things in that nature. And that's kind of my whole piece on how COVID has touched on me, and I think how it's affected the community over these past several months. And it kind of, now moving on to the next question, which is the killing of blacks by officers. There's so many different cases that has happened over the past several years. That's just in my generation. I was kind of a lot of the way I answered the questions was really talking about how it's affecting my generation and the generation after me. So my whole thought on it was, I was like, there's all this stuff going on when it comes to the black community and police officers. And so I had a couple questions that came up in my head. The first, I wanted stats. I wanted to see stats. That was the biggest thing when I was looking this information up. So I wanted to look up stats of people killed by officers. And so when I looked this information up, I found that police killed black people 6 times higher than they kill white people. This usually is high in the North Midwest, and it's like in Chicago and New York, Northeast, like New York. So based off of that, I kind of wondered. I was like, well, when I looked up the stats, it actually showed what kind of officers were reported to our neighborhoods compared to white and black. And black people were white people were highly sent to our neighborhoods to help, which is like, okay, we might not be able to control that. So now I wanted to know what was the ratio to black to white people as far as officer goes. And white officers outnumber black officers 5-1. And so based off of that, I kind of had I would call it a biased opinion that if white officers are less likely to shoot their own race, then black officers are also less likely to shoot their own race. But since we're being outnumbered in the police force, we're most likely to get that target of getting shot. And one thing I wanted to try to, a lot of times we hear all the wrong things that these officers are doing, but on that other side, there's also all those times that our community is doing wrong, and that gets overshadowed because by the rights that we do. And that could be just simply because, people might not care. So that's why we need to care as much as anybody else. Because if we're not going to put any care towards the matter, why should anybody else do the same thing? So then that also brings up the point to where I think that the community needs to be aware of their legal rights to a higher manner. Because as I was, once I was looking up all these stats, I also looked up a whole bunch of videos of police officers antagonizing black people, traffic stops, walking down the street, things like that. And, in the videos, the officer was 100% wrong in the situation. But on top of that, the people that they walked up on may not have been 100% of their rights. And then that kind of led to more things going the other way, and it went south. So I know being knowledgeable of your legal rights was a big point I wanted to touch on when it comes to this whole thing. And then with this, on top of that, with finding out, with the most recent incident with George Floyd, I was curious because over the past decade or so, I've seen all the stuff of people getting killed and wrongfully killed by officers, and with that case basis, it kind of just like, another thing that's crazy. I didn't really take it to heart until I was like, I want to really look at in depth what it looks like, what happened to all these people, how they passed, how they got killed, what happened to the officers that did it. And once I looked at it in a group, it became really hard to look at it in one setting. I couldn't read the stuff and be able to take it. It was really hard on my heart. It took me a while. I still never even got a chance to finish it all because it was just too much. It was too much to read. It was too much to read for me. So I figured being aware of those people, what happened to them, even if they weren't in the wrong, what happened to them, so you could try to prevent the situation yourself if it ever comes across you. And then the last question was, are Black people killing each other off in our community? And this one kind of brought me back to my training when I was in Urban Warriors when I was 13, 14 years old. There was a question there, and it says, what are we suffering from? And the answer was an oppressed mind state. Back when I was in Urban Warriors. And the following question is, what was done to put us in this state? And the answer was, we were convinced that our physical well-being was in the hands of our captors. We were denied access to our cultural traditions. Our culture and history was negated. Our captors' history and culture was elevated. We turned against each other with the divide and conquer strategy. And what's the remedy to this? Returning to our source, Africa, living our principles, warriorship, and nation building. Those questions alone, that was the first thing that popped up to the killings in our community. It's been 10 years probably since I really, 6 years since I really looked into those questions. But without a doubt, those were the first things that came up to my mind. So it's kind of like, how do we prevent this? I got asked a question when I was asking some of my peoples about these questions. It was like, well, how do we stop the killing in our community? How do we get the police to help us in our community? And I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think of a solid answer. Like, nothing was popping up in my head. And so, it's something that I'm actually, and with this project that was given to me, it's really gave me the opportunity to look into it more in depth. Because now I feel like I need the answers now. Before, it was kind of like, it's a question that's lingering, but I wasn't really too like, it's kind of, I understand it's an issue, and I kind of do my thing to help on a smaller scale. But after this, I feel like I want these questions answered, and I want to try to solve them on a larger scale now. So it actually seems like there's something being done for me. That's kind of like what I got from this whole thing. And after all of this, as I was trying to answer those questions, like, I was wondering, like, where's the care at? Because it seems like when it comes to my generation, you don't see a lot of involvement from those 18 to 25-year-olds. If I ever go to an event, the youngest person is probably 30. After that, the oldest is probably 12. So I made me wonder, like, where's the care from the generation? I tell people, this going on, this, that, and third, but they brush it off. They brush it off pretty easily. So my question that came up was there some type of gap in between us wanting to care? Because for me, I kind of just had natural care for it. But was there any real push by the generation before me to kind of say, you guys need to care about these type of things? And by the time it already happened, it was too late, and they probably already had the mindset to not care about it. That question is still I'm still looking into this whole thing. But it was kind of like the biggest things I want to touch on for this whole project that was given to me. Hatem, I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
I said good. That's some good stuff, man. And I'm gonna answer one of your questions with care, or at least leave you with another question. One of the questions that you quoted, where did that question come from?
It came from my warrior questions.
Okay. And where that came from? Did it come with your generation? Or did it come from a generation above you?
It came from, I say 2 generations?
Maybe 2, maybe 3. You know what I'm saying? But the care is there. Now, but the beginning of wisdom is asking questions. And so, who invited you to speak?
Brother Kwame.
Okay, and Brother Kwame asked you some very specific questions, and you answered them well. With this COVID thing, one of the key pieces we want to get out is, how are you feeling? Mad, sad, or scared, or somewhere in between? Because you went through that class, right? So
I'll probably say
that's not COVID. That's not COVID. Go ahead.
I wouldn't say I feel mad, sad, or glad. If anything, I feel more focused. You know, I feel like I adjust well to anything, and I was built to adjust on the fly. When it happened, it was just like, you know, you're prepared for this. You're prepared to do anything that needs to happen. So the best thing to do is just to get through it. And the worst thing I could do was just grow from this matter.
Okay. Man, Kayla keep running, man. Oh, she back. All right, so let me get Kayla up here. If you can hang in for a minute, because we can have a little conversation afterwards, because she keep trying to run from the mic. We can't allow that to happen. We can't allow that. We want to hear from you, sister. Let me put on a commercial real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, family, we back. And it appears that my screen is buffering. My Wi-Fi been tripping all day, man. I was just bragging about it. But now I want to bring up the beautiful Miss Raquela. What's up, girl? You ready? Turn your mic on.
Hi. Okay, the first time I was having some difficulties with my phone. I wasn't trying to like run. I guess you couldn't just hear me. I was responding, but you couldn't hear me. I
still love you. I ain't gonna, but I appreciate you being here, and because I know it takes a lot of courage to do what you do, and then I'm understanding you working, and you got off work and you got ready. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give her a round of applause, family. I appreciate you, and the family appreciate you. You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So around the same kind of questions Shamar got, I got also. So I'm gonna start with how I feel about COVID-19 and how I think it affected me and stuff like that. So personally, when COVID-19 first like came around and stuff, I was working, but I was working at a different place. and my mom and stuff, like they were scared for me to continue to work and things like that. So for a little minute, like probably a month or two after it started, I wasn't working anymore. But I didn't like the way it was going, because it was like, there's no school, there's no work. Then you're just sitting in the house, or you're just sitting around. You're not doing nothing that's productive. Like, I didn't think it was nothing productive. So I went and I looked for another job and stuff. And now I do work at another fast food place. And it's like COVID-19 changed the whole thing around, because before, when I was working at a fast food place, it was simpler to, like, I don't know how to say this, you could be trusted more to make somebody's food or to work without being, like, how do I say this? I don't know a word for it, but like, at work now, you can't not have a mask on, you can't have anything. Everything has to be more, I don't know the word for it. I can't find a word, but I think y'all get what I'm trying to say. Okay. And COVID-19, how I think it affected me other than work and personally, I think I would say it could have set me back. Like, it still can, like, because right now it's summer and I can work as many hours as I want and things like that. But when school comes back, I'm more of a visual learner, and I'm more of a person who needs to be hands-on and needs, like, to understand something fully before I move on to the next thing. And with online school, I know it's harder for teachers to do that, like, to help you specifically deeper than like the rest of the class, or to make sure you understand specifically deeper than the rest of the class and things like that. So I think it could have set me back, but I'm not sure yet, like, how it's going to go for this school year. So yeah, I think it could have set me back, but right now it's just on it's iffy. It's there because I know from last year it was a little hard to do like online school. So I would say COVID is more of a, like, it could have been a setback, but it's not a setback yet. And then okay, so about the police killing Black people first, I'm gonna speak on that. So I feel like, personally, who can you call on if the people that you're supposed to call on think you're the threat? Like, if I'm calling because somebody else is doing something, or something else is a threat to my life, and you're using me as a threat, how can I trust the people who supposed to protect my community, type of thing? So with the police situation, like, as growing up, I always was told, like, 911, like, they would help, like, things like that. I grew up thinking that 911 was always to help or something like that, until, of course, my eyes opened a little more, and I see that the police don't really be on the same team as us. They don't want to be in the ghetto neighborhood to help the people. Like, they don't think that you're calling for help. They don't think that you're more as important living where you live, or looking how you look, or walking how you walk, or anything like that. Like, being Black and being, like, living, period, like, with the police doing like that, like, you don't have much protection other than yourself, with the police not being your protection, using you as a threat. Like, they need protection from you, type of thing. And yeah, I just feel like it doesn't, I don't know, the police thing, I don't know, I just don't, let me think. Okay, yeah, I don't know how to say it I don't know how to say it other than the police just aren't trusted, and, like, personally, they're not trusted to me anymore. And for the community, it's on a rocky hand. Like, for the people I know, because of course I got Black family members and Black people who have had interactions with the police that weren't good and things like that. For the people I know, the police don't help. For the people, from what I see, the police don't help much for Black people, like, things like that. So for the community, I would say I don't really, like, think the police are much of they don't impact us very much and things like that. And personally, I feel like they don't do much for Black people other than use them as a threat, or have excuses for why they get to do what they get to do. That's not correct, or that's not, like, something that's a part of the procedure and things like that. And then the Black on Black crime. Okay, I got through those other two topics really fast, but the Black on Black crime, I would say, I see, like, okay, Shamar mentioned how the stats went up, like, for, like, Black on Black things, like, it went up actually instead of going down. So I can see that personally without looking up the stats, like, because now there's more like RIPs to people that I'm closer to in age and things like that. Like, people are more sad because they're losing brothers and sisters and stuff closer to us in age, like in my generation, like younger and not even making it to 18 and things like that, or only making it to 18 and stuff like that because of black on black crime. And I don't know, I think the stats are going up. Like, personally, I think it's going up, but it's going up in the wrong way because of how this generation thinks, and they always think it's a score back instead of stopping the problem. So personally, I think it's black on black crime is getting worse. But then in a way, it could have been getting better, because when all of the stuff happened with George Floyd and everybody was doing protesting, it's like it was for a little minute that everybody was cool and like all the black, like, no, everybody was working together and all for each other. But as soon as that little era stopped, then it was back to more black on black crime and more of this and more of that, and things got bad and stuff. And okay, I'm sorry, but I can't think of the other topics that Brother Kwame asked me to speak on. But Shamar, if you have any like topics or something, or Brother Hatim or something, questions or anything, you're free to ask me. I can't hear you if you're talking.
I'll be silencing my mic, man. That's on me.
Brother Hatim,
I said, can you hear me now?
can he hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hold on. It's not you. It's me. It's not you. It's me. Somebody out there in the crowd, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can.
You can?
I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me, Wakayla? Rah. Okay. All right. She can't hear me. Okay. But you did an excellent job. I want to thank you.
I can hear Shamar, but I can't hear Brother Hatim.
Oh, so you done blocked me on your phone. Hold on. Let's try it now. Can you hear me now? All right, well, cool. Shamar can tell you what I'm saying.
I'm going to leave
you
the
did.
call and come back because I still can't hear.
Okay. Smart lady. That's what I'm talking about. This young generation, they don't be playing. She like, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna come right back in. But you got any closing words for the people? And that's not COVID.
Closing words.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, go. Anybody got closing words? Or y'all said everything that need to be said?
Well, let me see.
Cola nut is rough. Like smoking a cigarette. Good God Almighty.
No, nothing really. I guess the biggest thing is, how can we get an overall, an all around level of care from every community. That's probably my biggest thing. That's just the question I have out there. Because I work hands on. I'm involved with a lot of stuff, but it's just how can we get those outsiders that don't participate in there?
Okay.
At least talking from my generation specifically.
All right. Kayla, you got anything?
Yes. If y'all didn't mind, like, I know we spoke on these situations, but I want to know what steps y'all think that we should take forward from here.
Wait, hold on, girl. We put you on the question block. Come on now. Don't be trying to verse it on me. But hey, that's for further discussion in the future. Right now, what I want y'all to do is called ruminate. Ruminate on the question, right? Because the beginning of wisdom is asking the right questions. Brother Kwame asked y'all questions and got both of y'all thinking. And I want y'all to continue rolling these questions around in your mind, and we can have further discussion at another time, because we want to mainly get y'all to present to the community. And then we could talk about it in private, because both of y'all got my numbers, you know, and we supposed to be having, we're going to have a Gye-Nyame tribe call, even though you don't be coming around like you used to. You know, Kayla done fell in love and she done just kicked the whole family to the curb, but that's cool. You know, I ain't hating, but yes, I am. I'm hating. But anyway, I want to thank y'all. I appreciate both of y'all. I love both of y'all. And if there's anything that we could do for you, because y'all really came through for us, I would reach out and let me know. Hold on, we got Mama Lona. She sent y'all Shamar. Can y'all see the messages up on the screen? All right, just the ones I post up. Can you see the ones that do y'all have a side screen where y'all can see all? Oh man. All right, so family, what we're about to do now is we are about to go into the private room. The link should be up on our Facebook page for you to join us so that we could go and watch and discuss a great and mighty walk. If either one of you want the link, just hit me up and I will send it to you. Or you can go to Gye-Nyame Journey on Facebook, and it should have posted up about 7 o'clock. All right? Y'all straight?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Peace.
Peace out.